Who you a fool for this one? Who you a fool for this one?
What's going on, Mullen fam? Back with another video. Sometimes I like to dress for the occasion, so I got this on because I feel like Mullen is about to run again. There's been a lot of strength at these price levels for Mullen Automotive, holding above 35 cents per share, and on no news that as I mentioned in my previous videos, looking like it wants to pivot in the upwards direction. In this video, we're going to be talking about the 5 investors betting big on Mullen Automotive stock in 2023. And also take a look at the chart going into tomorrow's trading day. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you're new, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to get more content coming from me, and let's go. Shares of Mullen Automotive are in full focus as several catalysts for the electric vehicle company are quickly approaching. First, Mullen is expected to report its Form 10-K or annual report by January 13th. The deadline was initially set to December 29th, which resulted in Mullen receiving a 15-day grace period. Mullen's financials for the 3 months ended September 30 will be disclosed in the report. Remember that the 10-K filing form is the annual report and the 10-Q is the quarterly report. And back on December 29th is where Mullen Automotive filed an NT 10-K, which basically gives a notification that the 10-K will be filed late. Here at the top says notification of late filing, and also down here below it actually goes into detail saying that Mullen Automotive is unable to timely file its annual report Form 10-K for the fiscal year ended September 30, 2022. A couple other quick things to know about the 10-K is that it goes very in detail about the company overall and says some of the information a company is required to document in the 10-K includes its history, organizational structure, financial statements, earnings per share, subsidiaries, executive compensation, and any other relevant data. The SEC requires this report to keep investors aware of a company's financial condition and to allow them to have enough information before they buy or sell shares in the corporation or before investing in the firm's corporate bonds. So very important report investors are waiting on, depending on how good it is and how well the company has done on an annual basis. Then more investors will be ready to rush in to invest in Mullen Automotive, or they will stay away from it. Keep in mind the company still will be holding its special meeting for stockholders on January 19th, where the proposals will be voted for on proposals such as reverse stock split and also increasing the amount of authorized stock from 1.75 billion to 5 billion. Getting into the 5 investors betting big on Mullen Automotive stock. Here's a key point. It says an increase of 16 filers from the prior quarter. Meanwhile, the institutional put call ratio sits at 0.44, down from 0.6. That's equivalent to 5.87 million puts and 13.39 million calls, implying a bullish option stance on Mullen Automotive. So that's a positive thing looking forward. Mullen's top shareholders as of Q3, keep that in mind. Number 1, Aquitas Capital at 56 million shares. Asusa Holdings at 55.18 million shares. Bollinger Motors CEO Robert Bollinger has 51 million shares. And remember, he acquired his entire stake during the third quarter as a result of acquiring controlling interest in Bollinger Motors. Also, BlackRock has 26 million shares, purchased 18 million shares during Q3. And finally, Vanguard with 22.6 million shares and purchased 9.88 million shares during Q3. And as far as recent insider transactions for Mullen Automotive, the last disposition or sale came from Director Kent Puckett on December 15th, sold $33,000 worth of Mullen shares at 33 cents per share. The rest of these are awards and gifts. They are not sales because they would say disposition, just like the one here for Kent Puckett, Director of Mullen Automotive. As I'm looking at the 1 hour chart and after hours trading, the TTM squeeze is curling up as well as the MACD. We've been consolidating all day. Bears and bulls playing tug of war. Shorts tried to push it down here. We got as low as around, I think, 32 cents. Yes, 32 cents per share before pushing back up. There was a little attack there by the short sellers trying to get Mullen Automotive shareholders to panic and get out of their position. Then going over to the 2 hour chart, let's take a look at it. We see that the TTM squeeze has curled up here on the 2 hour as well, and the MACD is about to touch over, looking like it wants to cross to the green side. Looking at the 4 hours, there's a little work to be done here to finish curling up. That might take place in pre-market tomorrow because the stock is actually pushing up over 38 cents into the after hours trading. The stock continues to show strength at these levels, even with no news coming out. Usually short sellers like to take advantage of Mullen Automotive when there's no company updates. There's their time to really try to attack the stock. Still looking good on the daily. We may start to pivot back up towards 40 cents during pre-market hours tomorrow. Remember, I told you guys in my previous video that the iGo electric vehicles, sample vehicles, have made it successfully to Europe as of late December and expecting to arrive at Newgate Motors in Ireland early January 2023. So as I told you all, it could be this week, it could be next week. It stated specifically early January 2023. And that would definitely be good news for the stock, seeing that the 10K is estimated to be filed by this Friday, January 13th. If iGo samples get announced that it has made it to Ireland, Newgate Motors, along with the 10K filing being announced, and the report comes out better than expected, that'll be a double dose of boom boom candles for Mullen Automotive stock. Some of you guys out there may have thought today was just a boring sideways trading day on Mullen Automotive stock, but some of you seasoned guys out there trading may realize that low volume usually comes right before a spike in price. Especially with Mullen Automotive stock, we've seen that times before. We've had multiple days where the volume was superbly high, and now we have a volume day like today when it's lower than usual. And Mullen has been trading on a tightrope, consolidating at these levels. And by the way, Mullen has been trading and how the chart is looking, I wouldn't be surprised if Mullen pushes above 40 cents tomorrow. That's just my opinion. And the last bonus thing I want to share with you all is that, don't you notice sometimes where the entire EV sector is selling off at one time, or the entire EV sector is pushing up at one time? Short sellers tend to target sectors at a time, such as the EV sector. And you also look at bashers' accounts and see that they only bash EV stocks. Stuff like that you got to really pay attention to. And short sellers have really piled into EV stocks since COVID really started because of supply constraints and other competition from big EV names such as Tesla, NIO, and especially like other manufacturers like General Motors and Ford, who have converted over to the EV space just recently. Due to the ongoing restrictions from COVID, as well as interest rates being hiked, making it more expensive to acquire raw materials necessary to produce these electric vehicles, shorts do not see EV startups to be profitable anytime soon. So that's why they continue to pile up in stocks such as Mullen Automotive until the economy starts to turn around, they win the trade, or they just get squeezed out of the play. That's all I got for this one. I hope y'all find this information valuable. Remember, don't feed the fear. Stay charged up, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm gone.
Go. Blessed in abundance. Look who raised from the dungeon. Still come through in the clutch. I'm that dime in a dozen. Filling up clean to the function. Niggas mislead with assumptions.